Circuit Court for the State of Oregon is now in session. The Honorable Monica Herranz presiding.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be handling your parking trials this morning. How we do these is we first do the short matters. Those are arrangements that you made with the officer for something other than a trial. And then we do the trials at the end. So I'm going to call them in alphabetical order and see where everybody is at. My first one is two cases with Marcy Lynn Edmonds.
Marcy Edmonds here.
Good morning, Marcy. I see you there.
Morning.
So I'm going to look up and see who is your officer. So hold on a second.
Officer Cochran, you present.
And the officer is Officer Cochran. Is Officer Cochran on the line?
Yes, I am.
All right. Did you get a chance to speak with Marcy Lynn Edmonds about her cases?
I did. It's going to be a dismissal for both. The vehicle was sold in 2020.
So Ms. Edmonds, based on the officer's motion, I'm going to dismiss both those tickets. Do you have any questions before we let you go?
No, I did pay for the tickets though.
You'll get a refund in the mail, ma'am. Any other questions?
No, ma'am. No,
Have a good
thank
day,
you.
Ms. Edmonds. You can hang up.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, next I have Ashley Lauren Gale. And I do see her on the line. Did you get a chance to speak with her, officer?
Yes, I did. It'll be a short matter. I'd like to reduce the fine to $15. That's 1-5.
All right, Miss Gale, I'm going to take that fine down to $15. Do you have any questions about payment or anything else before we let you go?
Do I just go online and pay with the normal ticket number and it's been reduced?
Yes, ma'am. That is one of the ways you can pay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right, you have a good day, Miss Gale.
You too.
Next is Leonid Krivolenkov.
Your Honor, this is Officer Parlee. I spoke with the gentleman and this will be a trial.
All right, so we do those at the end, sir. So if you could just have your patience this morning, we'll get back to you. Okay. Christina Ann Lee is next.
It's going to be a short matter, Your Honor. I'd like to reduce the fine. It's going to be a short matter. I'd like to reduce the fine to $15, 1-5.
All right. So Ms. Lee, based on Officer Cochran's motion, I'm going to take the fine down to $15. Do you have any questions about payment or anything else, ma'am?
No, I don't. Thank you very much.
All right, you have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Next is Lisa Lynn. I do see her on the line. Did you get a chance to speak with her, officer?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, and this will also be a trial.
All right, Miss Lynn, just hold on until we come back to you. We have to finish the rest of the docket first and do the short matters.
Okay.
Next is Brandon Lee Stewart Morgan. All right, sounds like he's not on the line. Would you like to take a default for the presumed fine on the ticket? Okay, I guess that's what we'll do. Okay. Next, I have Meg Ann Narte Tacoli.
I did not speak with that person, Your Honor.
So we'll take a default for the presumed amount on the ticket of $65. Next is Sarah Rose Neto.
I did not speak with that person, Your Honor.
We'll take a default for $65, the presumed amount on the ticket. Next is Clarence D. Nichols.
I did not speak with that person, Your Honor.
That'll be a default for his failure to appear, and we'll enter the presumed amount on the ticket against him. Next is Hannah Shin.
I did not speak with that person, Your Honor.
That defendant will also have a default with the presumed amount on the ticket entered against her. What about Alareza Sima?
I did not speak with that person, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be a default against Alareza Sima for the presumed amount on the ticket. What about An Tang?
I spoke with that person, Your Honor. This is a short matter, and I would ask that you reduce the fine to $25 to $5.
All right, is An Tang still on the line?
Yes, I am here, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Tang. Do you have any questions about payment of that $25 or anything else, ma'am?
I'm okay with it, Your Honor, but I was just a little disappointed because of the way state of Oregon changing the meter of, ticket, and it's like I bring a lot of business over there with my family and my cousin. I drove them there with my gas and my time, and I'm not gonna make them pay the ticket, but it's just my first time that I make mistake, and the state of Oregon did not forgive me for that. So that means I'm not gonna bring business there anymore, and I'm willing to pay $25 if you ask for that. So it's
I
just
did
a
hear
big
you, Ms.
mistake.
Tang, and I'm sorry that you feel that way. There isn't really anything we can do about it, but the fine will be reduced for you. And then you do have 30 days to pay that, and then they start tacking on additional fees. So just make sure you get it paid the next 30 days, okay?
I actually I can pay today. So can I pay
Okay.
with the clerk?
Yeah, so just give the
Okay.
clerk a few minutes to change it from the original amount down to the reduced amount, and then you can pay it, okay?
Okay. Can I pay with the clerk today, please?
Yeah, you can. Do you need the information on how to contact them to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay, do you have access to the chat? And I can have her put that information in the chat for you?
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate. I can wait.
Okay.
She's on the phone, so
Oh, so she can't see the chat?
yeah, she can see. Let me give her really quick the phone number so she can call. One
Do you have a pen
second.
and paper, Ms. Tang, to take down a phone number that you can call?
Yes, please.
Okay, she's going to give you the number here in a moment.
Yeah, give me 1
Okay.
second. Let me just find the number. I'm sorry. Okay, so 971
Okay.
274
274.
yes 0590.
So 971-274-0590.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
You're free to disconnect now. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. My last case is Tess Wong. Did you get a chance to speak with her,
I
officer?
did not, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Wong will have a default for her failure to appear, and it'll be $65 for no metered receipt. Okay, we can now go back to the trials. I believe the first one was Mr. Leonid Krivolenkov. Hi, Leonid, can you hear me okay?
I sure can. Good morning, Judge.
Can you raise your right hand so I can get you under oath? You and the officer need to be under oath. Okay. You both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalties of perjury.
I do, Your Honor.
I affirm.
Okay, and say your last name for me, sir.
Krivolenkov.
Thank you. So how these trials work, Mr. Krivolenkov, is I first hear from the officer. She needs to establish that she validly issued you and accurately issued you that ticket. And then I'll let you ask her any questions you have and tell me your side of the story, sir. Okay, do you have any questions?
Not yet.
All right, go ahead, Officer Cochran.
This is actually Officer Parlee, Your Honor. So good morning. My name is Officer Parlee. I am employed by the City of Portland as a parking code enforcement officer and was so employed on May 20th, 2024. While on routine foot patrol at approximately 9:03 a.m., I observed a Toyota with the Washington license plate Bravo Echo Victor Bravo 61 in a mail zone on the west side of Southwest 1st Street between Main and Madison, which is on public property in the City of Portland, County of Multnomah, State of Oregon. At this time, I issued citation Hotel Alpha 37276768 for mail zone under City Ordinance 16.10.050. I also do have 4 pictures which accompany this citation.
All right, would you like to show those pictures now?
Whenever you like, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that now.
Okay. My computer is extremely slow, so I apologize, but I'm getting into the pictures right now.
Mr. Krivolenkov, have you seen these photos that the officer took?
No, I have not.
All right, you're going to see them now in just a moment.
Okay, so all right. Is the first photo. Let me know if you can see it.
I can see it now. What is
Your
this?
Honor, this is a photo of the defendant's.
Oh, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Sorry. I apologize. Let me. Oh, my computer is not working. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
So this is a photograph of the defendant's windshield showing there's no kind of placard or permit stating that they can park in the mail zone.
All right, we can see the next photo. All right, this is photo 2. And what is this, officer?
This is a photo of the actual sign. You will see in a later picture how it is positioned in relation to the vehicle.
Okay, we can see the next photo. This is
That is
number.
a picture verifying the license plate that the citation was given to.
All right, the next photo. Okay.
And there is a photograph of the actual vehicle showing there is no signage on the vehicle stating that it is a parking, excuse me, that it is a postal vehicle.
Okay.
And there is one showing the relationship of the vehicle to the sign. So that it was parked in full view of the sign when it chose to park there.
All right, and do you have any objection, Mr. Krivolenko, to me looking at those and considering them in my decision, sir?
Well, there's no material objections to the pictures. The pictures are fine. I'm not objecting to the pictures.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and admit all of those pictures into evidence. Did you have anything else, officer, before I hear from the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may go ahead, sir. Did you want to ask her questions or just tell me your side of the story?
Of course. Officer Parlee, what building was my vehicle allegedly parked next to? You said mail zone. Which building is it?
It's parked in front of a mail zone sign, sir. I'm not sure of the name of the building that it was parked in front of, but I know the post office runs a part of their business out of it. I do not know the name of the building.
Okay. So the post office, are you referring to the US Post Office Service?
That is what the sign says, sir, that it's you cannot park there unless you are a US postal vehicle. It's a US mail zone.
That's not what I asked. I'm asking you
I'm sorry,
specifically.
sir.
That is not what I asked. So
Okay,
listen,
please do ask the question again. I didn't understand it.
I'm going to specifically asking you.
What is the
The pic-
question, sir?
The pictures you've admitted as evidence
Yes.
was my vehicle allegedly parked next to a US Postal Service building.
Sir, no, it says it's a park next to a sign that says you must be a US postal vehicle to park there. It has nothing to do
Again,
with the
ma'am, I'm
building.
going to interrupt you again. Listen very carefully what I asked.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which US Postal sign does that building belong to?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, so
I
if you
just
don't
follow the
know,
signs.
so let me ask you this question. Before you issued that citation, should you have verified whether or not you had the authority to even issue a parking citation for that zone?
No, sir, because I have authority to deal with any of the parking signs within the city of Portland. I am a sworn parking enforcement officer. I follow what the signage says. So
Maybe so.
to my knowledge, I was sworn in to uphold those signs.
So that building, as a matter of fact, on the lower level, and that section belongs to US Postal Service, which is federal property, which makes you a person with no jurisdiction or authority as an employee of the city of the Portland, Oregon, to issue any citations in that zone or operate as an officer in that zone, period. That's your first issue that we need to raise. Issue of jurisdiction.
I'm leaving this all up to the judge, sir. I have no say in the matter.
Well, you say no. You're the issuing officer. You have no say in the offer.
I have no say.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt you there, Mr. Krivolenkov. So as I explained in the beginning, how these trials work is you first ask questions of the officer. It sounds like you're done asking questions and you're ready
No,
to your side.
that's not what I said. I'm not done. I never said that I'm done asking questions. I'm continuing to ask questions and raise my
any
argument.
questions. I hear statements, sir. So if you're going to ask a question, it needs to be a question, not a statement.
Sure, because my questions are not being answered. They're being avoided. So again,
Why don't you
Officer
just tell
Parlee.
your side of the story, Mr. Krivolenkov.
No, Judge, I apologize for interrupting you, but you are not going to deny my due process. When I'm
The due
finished with my
process to ask
question,
questions is
Well,
happening
then-
right now.
don't interrupt me and don't state on my
I
behalf.
will interrupt you, sir, if you don't ask questions and make statements. So I know,
Well,
let
let's
me
move-
ask you this, Mr. Krivolenkov. Let's take a break here. Are you a lawyer? Are you
Yes,
a lawyer?
pro se, ma'am. I'm
You
representing
licensed to
myself.
practice law, sir?
I'm pro se.
Pro se. Okay, so you don't have a law degree?
Do I need to be?
No,
Do
sir,
I
but
need to have a lawyer's degree to be a pro se, ma'am?
no,
Judge?
sir, but I just want to make sure because I'm going to give you a little more leniency with the rules if you don't have a law degree. So I'm going to allow you to make statements and ask questions at the same time if you're not a lawyer. If you are a lawyer, then I do need to keep you strictly following the protocol of first asking questions and then making statements. That's how it works.
Well, my question hasn't been answered. So let me reinstate my question and probably ask it in a little bit different way.
Sure.
Officer Parlee,
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
is there a US Postal Service on the first level of that entire building on that street?
I don't
locally?
know, sir. I assume so. I've never been in the building. I am just following the sign.
Have you ever prior to that date walked by that building and see that there is postal vehicles in that area? That
There's postal vehicles in that zone. Yes, sir.
Okay, and that sign specifically indicates that this is a mail zone, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then presumption of that would be that it is a postal office or postal station, and the postal station is belonging to and is under the control of US Postal Service.
I'm
Yes?
sorry, I had to sneeze. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. I agree with all of that. That is a statement that you're making, and I'm not
So then,
denying
no,
that.
that's not a statement. I was asking you a question.
What
so
is
you
the
agree-
question? I'm not sure what the question is, other than for me.
Heard her say she agrees with you, sir. You can move to the
Okay,
next
so-
question.
Great. So that establishes this fact, and you agree that that area is under the control of the federal government, specifically the agency of US Postal Service. You agree?
No, sir, I don't agree. I don't know. I only follow the signs. I am not a judge. Please stop
Okay.
asking me questions I cannot answer.
If you're telling me you're following the signs, which you clearly right now, I'm assuming you do not understand, correct?
Sir, I understand your questions. What I'm saying is it's not my jurisdiction to parse out what is what.
Thank you.
I'll follow what the
Thank you for
sign
the answer.
says.
We have clearly established, and you agree, it is not your jurisdiction, correct?
No, I did not agree with that, sir. I don't know. I follow the signs. I feel
She's
like
already
you are-
answered the question, Mr.
Yeah.
Krivolenkov. She does not know. Next question.
Okay, so next question is, you've issued this citation under the city code 16.10.050, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Have you read that code before issuing the citation?
Sir, it comes up automatically when I issue the citation.
That is not what I asked. I asked, have you read the code of that?
Yes,
That
sir,
particular
previously,
code.
but I could not quote it for you.
Okay. Let me rephrase my question, because I don't think you understood it again, and you're again dodging that question.
I'm not
Prior to
dodging it,
issuing the
sir.
citation, listen carefully to my question
Yes,
and don't
sir.
interrupt me. Listen carefully before I finish the question, then you answer it. Prior to issuing that citation, on the date of the issuing of the citation, 05/20/24, have you read the city code 16.10?
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. She's
050.
already answered that question, and you're not allowed to repeat questions. She already answered that she read it, but she could not quote it to you. Next question.
Okay, so let's look at that citation and let's look at the code 16.10.050. It reads, it is unlawful for a pedestrian or the operator of any vehicle to disobey the instruction of a traffic control device placed in accordance with the provisions of this title, unless otherwise directed by the authorized officer. That first paragraph. Do you agree with that?
Sir, I'm
I'm going to read it, Officer Parlee. So it
Thank
says
you,
it
Your
is
Honor.
unlawful for a pedestrian or the operator of any vehicle to disobey the instructions of a traffic control device placed in accordance with the provisions of this title unless otherwise directed by an authorized officer. That's the first sentence in that code.
I do agree with that, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Now, Miss Officer Parlee, can you find me any language in that paragraph, in that first sentence, that gives you the authority or has any language that refers to parking violations?
No, I cannot, sir, but I also will say that the city of Portland, county of Multnomah, and the state of Oregon, that is in a zone that I police. So because of that, I feel I do have the authority.
Are you testifying? Because you sound like
No,
you're testifying instead of
sir, you
giving
keep
answers.
asking me questions that I feel like I've answered already. And I feel like you're parsing out, splitting hairs to the 11th degree. I'm not sure where you're going with this. It is a mail
Splitting
zone.
hairs? What do
Right,
you mean
so
by
Officer
splitting hairs?
Parlee, anytime that he asks a question that you feel has already been answered, you can say asked and answered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right, so what do you mean by splitting hairs?
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Next question.
Yes, next question.
Judge, are you testifying for the officer?
I'm not testifying. I'm making
Are you the
rulings and
plaintiff?
objections.
Are you
Next
the plaintiff?
question.
She didn't raise the objection. You don't raise the objection, Judge. What do you think you're doing? You're going to violate my constitutional rights.
Hi there, Mr. Krivolenkov. Actually, I can raise objections, and I just did. So do you have another question, or would you like to move to your side of the story, sir?
Why don't you just stop testifying for the officer? And why don't the officer just keep answering questions instead of giving her statements as testimony? So again, I didn't get
the law, and we're going to follow the procedures in this courtroom.
Great.
You can either accept them or you can hang up and stop your trial, but we're not going to allow you to control this trial. I'm the one in control here. I'm the one that tells you how it goes, not you. So
You're not.
You have violated the
Respectfully, Judge.
procedures.
Respectfully, Judge, you're
I
not the
have
one who
ruled
violated the
already, and you need to
constitutional
move
right
on.
to due process. All right. Are we moving on? So let's read second paragraph. It is unlawful for any person to refuse to fail to comply with any lawful order, signal, or the direction of any officer displaying the badge with the legal authority to direct, control, regulate traffic. Officer Parlee, do you read anything in that code relating to parking?
I enforce it as I'm told to do. That's all I can ask and answer.
Officer Parlee, this is a yes or no question. Do you
She answered the question, sir.
She did not answer my question. This is a yes or no question.
I think what would work
Did
best
you
here,
read
Mr.
anything?
Krivolenkov, I believe that you're abusing and battering the witness. And so we're
She's
going to
not a
move
witness.
on.
She's my
You
accuser.
can now tell me your side of the story and what your
Yes.
argument is.
She is not a witness. She's my accuser. She's the officer. And badgering my accuser does not fall under the category of a witness. She's not a
All right, Mr.
witness.
Krivolenko, would it be okay for you to pause and take a breath? Maybe gather yourself. Maybe we could do the other trial and come back to you.
No,
It's
maybe
you're really
maybe you should
upset.
just start violating my.
Often
Maybe you
people
should just
make good
stop violating
decisions
my
when
right.
they're upset. So we're
No.
gonna wait until you can actually listen to me without interrupting me while I'm talking. And then I'm
All
gonna
right.
repeat everything I just said to
You
make
want to
sure.
pause and come back? You want to pause and come back? Do you want to pause and come back, Judge? Or do you want to just dismiss this case because clearly this violation, alleged violation, the statute, the code under which it was written has nothing to do with parking. And this officer, Parlee, has no authority to even issue any citations on federal property. And you're sitting here badgering me. You're sitting here accusing me. You're sitting there on your presiding bench and violating my rights and violating my due process. And in fact, right now you're helping the city and helping the officer Parlee, placing her in the position of a defendant. Are you kidding me? She's my accuser. She's the officer. So I think, Judge, you better
I'm done, Mr. Krivolenko, and I'll have my say.
let me put it to you really clearly, Judge. Judicial misconduct carries consequences, and there are remedies. There are remedies to remedy judicial misconduct. So please, please, don't think that I'm one of those defendants that is going to sit and take this nonsense from you. Understand? So if you want to pause, that's up to you. Right now, I'm moving you, the court, to immediately dismiss this case on the issues and grounds and defenses that I have just raised. This code has nothing to do with parking, and Ms. Parlee has no authority to issue parking citations on federal property. Period. I move to dismiss this case.
All right, Mr. Krivolenko, did you have any other arguments or defenses before I rule?
I'm done.
Excellent. Your motion is denied. I find that the officer validly issued the ticket and the fine is $55. Your
Great.
trial is done and you're free to disconnect.
I will move for appeal.
Good. I think you should.
I
All
will.
right, Miss Lynn, are you ready for your trial, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. And who is your officer, Miss Lynn?
It's me again, Your Honor.
Parlee?
Okay, so I want to let Officer Cochran know that if she wants to disconnect, she doesn't have to stay on the line. And Miss Lynn and Officer Parlee, if you could both raise your right hand. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalties of perjury? Officer Parlee?
I do.
And Miss
I
Lynn?
do.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Lynn. So you've been observing how these trials work. We're going to hear first from the officer, and then I'll let you ask her any questions and hear from you, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Officer Parlee, when you're ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Corinne Parlee. I am employed by the City of Portland as a parking code enforcement officer and was so employed on April 28th, 2024. While on routine foot patrol at approximately 10:37 a.m., I observed a Subaru with the Oregon license plate Charlie Bravo 44341 parked in a disabled zone with permit only sign on the north side of Northwest Quimby between 12th and 13th Avenue, which is on public property in the City of Portland, County of Multnomah, State of Oregon. At this time, I issued citation Hotel Alpha 37273891 for a disabled zone under City Ordinance 16.20.250. And I do have 6 pictures attached with that citation that I would like to submit.
All right.
Coming, Judge, just a moment.
Your Honor, this first picture is a picture of the actual sign that was parked in the vicinity of the vehicle, stating that it is a disabled zone. This is a picture of the inside of the vehicle showing that there is no permit that you, or there's no placard that you can see from this angle.
Mhm.
That is a picture of the vehicle in relationship to the sign. That is a picture of the front of the vehicle showing there is no placard displayed. That is a picture showing the relationship of the vehicle in relationship to the sign, and that it is in the full box of the disabled zone. And that is a close-up of the license plate, verifying it's the correct vehicle.
So do you have any objection, Miss Lynn, to my considering those photos as part of the officer's case in chief?
No, I had the placard in the car. I also have a witness that saw the placard in the car.
Where was
And
it?
I sent,
Because I couldn't see it in the pictures. Where did you have it?
I have pictures that I sent in.
Where was it?
It was there, it was hanging right there, right behind that ribbon, because those images are very, very unclear. But if you see my images, which for some reason the clerk cannot pull up, but can pull up the witness letter, which was also an image that was sent at the same time with the rest of the images that I have. It will show you the placard was in the car.
Where did you say the placard was?
In the rear view mirror, like right behind that ribbon.
All right, so I want to see your pictures again, Officer Parlee.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I would like to say that I did not see a placard, otherwise I would not have issued the citation.
Understood, ma'am. I'd like to see the photos again.
Of course.
Okay. I'm interested in the ones of the car, so you can move forward from that one. Oh, so there's some ribbons on your rearview mirror, Miss Lynn. You're saying it's underneath those?
Yeah, you see that curly thing? It's over there.
Okay. So you have it covered up by the ribbons.
But you can see it from other angles.
Is there any way to make that larger? Oh, thank you. A little bit larger. Okay, and then down.
Okay, just sorry.
And Miss Lynn, can you see that?
For some reason, I've just been taken to an auto only mode. How do I go back? I can't see anything.
Uh-oh, okay. Well, I'm just looking at a close-up of the picture and I don't see a placard anywhere in
I
there.
have images that
Okay.
I've sent.
I'm gonna have you display those images if the clerk has access to them. Do you have access to them?
I don't know why she has no access to them, because she has access to the witness letter, which was sent as an attachment at the same time as all the images I sent.
Hmm.
We did not receive. I talked to the parking department multiple times. We do not have any images from her, Judge.
Alrighty. Let me just keep looking here because I,
How do I go back to your video mode? I see audio only mode, and then here it says leave meeting, and then here it says speaking, and then tap to mute. How do I?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got it. I went back. Okay, got it.
so did you say that you do have the letter, Nadia? You just don't have the pictures, or you have nothing?
No, we do have a letter, but she did not email pictures with the letter. I can put the
I
letter.
did.
Why don't you show the letter then?
Yeah, just a moment.
I sent the letter as a image file, as along with all the other images at the same time.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's coming, Judge, now.
Okay.
Let me
And
know. Let me know if you can see it, Judge.
I can see her
That is
request.
not a letter. That is not a letter.
This is all we have from you.
No, no.
Can you
I
go back
sent
to
it-
her original request for the hearing, please? Thank you. I just want to read that. Okay. Who's the witness that saw your play card hanging in the car window? Who is that?
It's Ray 10 MD. He was with me and saw the ticket on my window when we came out of the climbing gym at Pearl District. And then he saw, I have an image of him pointing at the placard.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the photos of the officer, if we could. And I saw the one that you went up close on, but I thought there was another one that showed the interior of the car that I need to see.
Okay, let me get to it.
So do you have the placard with you, Miss Lynn? Can you show it in the camera right now?
Can I go get it at the car?
Yes, ma'am. We'll wait.
Okay, I'll go get it at the car.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. I'm going to have you zoom in on that one. All right. Hi, Miss Lynn. Is that your
Hi.
placard?
Yeah, do you see it?
No, I need you to put it up to the camera. I see your face. Can you put it in front of your face so I can see it?
Right now, I see an image of the car. How do I go show my face?
I see your face.
Okay, there we go. Start video. Got it. It's right here.
Oh,
It
there
went
it
back
is.
to the it went back to the picture.
So it expires in when?
32.
32, 125/32. Okay, and you're saying that was hanging on your rearview mirror, ma'am?
Yes.
But you know that in the pictures the officer took, we can't see it.
Those videos are very, very bad. You have to see my pictures, and I don't know why you can't see my pictures when I've sent them like a long time ago.
Yeah. All right, Miss
I
Lynn.
have like
Miss Lynn,
10
did you have
pictures.
yeah, I heard you. We don't have them, but I'm just going to go ahead and take your word for it. Do you have anything else you want to say in terms of a defense?
Just that it was in there, and I have a witness, and I witness pointing to it, and we came out, we found a ticket, and I have it in there, and it wasn't missing.
Okay. All right, and did you have any questions for Officer Parlee, Miss Lynn?
I just, the pictures were not good and they were not taken at different angles. And you can't see anything in her pictures from my point of view.
Mm-hmm. And do you
And
still
I wish you guys could see my pictures.
do you still have the, I'm not sure what that decoration would be described as. You called it ribbons. Do you
Yeah,
still have that?
I have the ribbon. Let me get it.
Is that what was hanging on your rearview mirror?
Yeah.
Was there something else hanging on it? It looked like there was something more colorful.
Just other decorations, but this and then the placard, like beads and stuff.
Okay, all right, understood. All right, thank you, Miss Lynn. Did you want to ask her any questions, Officer Parlee?
No, Your Honor.
And do you have anything else you want to tell me?
Other than the fact, Your Honor, those are the same 6 pictures I take for every photo. I'm sorry that Ms. Lynn doesn't think that they're clear enough, but that is what I saw.
All right, and Miss Lynn, when did you get the placard, ma'am?
It would have been like 4 years ago
Mm-hmm.
for my mom, who's handicapped.
Okay.
So yeah,
Is your mom still with us?
she is.
Okay. So was your mom with you when you went to the climbing gym?
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like your argument, Miss Lynn, is that you were in compliance with the law because you had your placard and it was placed on your rearview mirror. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm simply saying that the officer was doing her job and doing her best to do her job by giving you a ticket because she could not see the placard. It looked like you had a lot of decorations around it, covering it up so she couldn't see it.
If she had taken it from lots of different views, like from the back and yeah,
But
she would have seen it.
It's not her job to have to go looking for it like that. It should be clearly and visibly displayed, ma'am. And you did not have it clearly and visibly displayed. So I would encourage you to do a better job of having your placard showing on the rearview mirror, or you're going to continue to get tickets like these and have to take time out of your schedule to deal with stuff like this. Do you understand?
I removed the ribbon.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because the officer validly and accurately issued the ticket, I am going to find you guilty, but I am going to reduce the fine. It's currently $165. And I'm going to take it down to $25 for you.
Thank you.
You're free to hang up.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to both officers for being here. You're excused from this session.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Clerk.
See you later. Thank you.
See you later.
We on the record, the Circuit Court for the State of Oregon is now in session. The Honorable Monica Herranz presiding.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Herranz. I'll be handling your parking matters. How this works is I'm going to go through in alphabetical order and find out who has short matters and who wants to go to trial. We'll do the short matters first, save the trials for the end. So I have my first 2 cases are with Maria Ballesteros and Officer Nagy. Did you get a chance to speak with her?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the result of that conversation, officer?
Your Honor, I request a fine reduction. There's two citations, 2 items. So for citation HA 372904888, a fine which is for the no front plate, request a fine reduction to $20.
Okay.
And then for the matter, the citation ending in 0487 for truck loading zone, request a fine reduction to $30.
All right, Ms. Ballesteros, based on the officer's motion, I'm going to reduce the no front plate to 20 and the loading zone to 30 for a total of 50. Do you have any questions about payment or anything else before we let you go?
Yeah, where can I pay those?
So there's 4 ways to pay your parking ticket. One is by phone, one is online. You can come in person to the courthouse, or you can do it by snail mail. Those are your 4 choices.
Okay.
Any other
Perfect.
questions before we let you go, Ms. Ballesteros?
No.
And there is information in the chat with all the different ways to pay and how to do them.
Okay, perfect.
Once you're done looking at that, you're free to hang up and disconnect, and have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Next is Mr. Beatty with Officer Parlee. Did you get a chance to speak with him, ma'am?
I did, Your Honor. This is a short matter, and I would ask that you reduce the fine to $25.
All right, Mr. Beatty, is that your agreement?
Oh, Your Honor, I apologize. I thought you said Bowie. I did not speak to Mr. Beatty.
All right, so Mr. Beatty will be a default for loading zone. And then Mr. Bowie, do you agree to the $25 fine?
Yes.
All right, and do you have any questions before we let you go, sir?
How do I pay for it?
So I explained earlier, there's 4 ways to pay. You can call on the phone, pay it over the phone. You can go in person to the courthouse. You can do it online, or you can do it by snail mail. And if you can have access to the chat, she has all the information there on how to pay.
Okay, yeah, I will do that, yeah.
All right, you're free to hang up, Mr. Bowie. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you do the same. Bye-bye.
Next is John Patrick Dempsey with Officer Bowman.
Yes, Your Honor, that's going to be a short matter.
Go ahead.
In the Dempsey case, I recommend a dismissal.
Mr. Dempsey, based on the officer's motion, I'm going to dismiss the case against you. Do you have any questions before we let you go, sir?
As long as the matter is resolved and I don't have to do anything after this, I think I'm good.
You don't have to do anything, sir, but hang up and have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, Mr. Dempsey. Okay, next I have Kira Dennison Papin, and that's with Officer Parlee.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the last name again?
I have Kira Dennison Capin.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had her under a different last name. I did not speak with that defendant.
Okay, then we'll do a default for the presumed amount of $65 for no metered receipt. Next is Patrick Michael Ebbett with Officer Nagy.
Give me a moment to unmute him because I muted him, Judge.
Ready.
I'm here.
Hi there, sir. Officer Nagy, did you get a chance to speak with that gentleman?
Your Honor, I did, and we spoke, and this is a short matter, requesting a fine reduction to the new amount of $10.
Mr. Ebbett, based on Officer Nagy's motion, I'm going to reduce your fine to $10. Do you have any questions before we let you go, sir?
No, and thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day, Mr. Nagy. I'm sorry, Mr. Ebbett. Next is Julie Evanson.
It's a trial by declaration, Judge.
Okay, we'll do that at the end. Next is Alex Graham.
He is with us.
Okay. Hi, Alex. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Officer Nagy, did you get a chance to speak with Mr. Graham this morning?
Your Honor, I did, and this is a short matter. I would like to dismiss this citation.
Mr. Graham, I'm going to dismiss it based on the officer's motion. Do you have any questions before we let you go?
I'm good. I'm good as long as I don't have to pay it.
You do not have to pay it, sir. You're good to hang up and go about your day. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, next is Robert William Griffin with Officer Bowman.
Mr. Griffin did not appear, Your Honor.
And I'll take a default for $65 for no metered receipt. Next is Erica Lisa Hamilton with Officer Parlee.
That will be a trial, Your Honor.
Okay, we do those at the end, Ms. Hamilton, so just hold on the line till we get through the docket. Next is Mr. Hampton with Officer Bowman.
Yes, Your Honor. In that case, I recommend a dismissal.
All right, Mr. Hampton, I'm going to dismiss that for you. Do you have any questions before we let you go?
Ma'am, thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, have a good day, Mr. Hampton. Shelby Long with Officer Parlee is next.
I would recommend dismissal for that, Your Honor.
All right, Shelby, I'm going to dismiss that. Do you have any questions?
Nope. Thank you so much.
Well, have a good day. Next is Sarah McDonald with Officer Bowman.
That's a trial by declaration, Your Honor.
All right, we'll do that at the end. Annalise Meadows with Officer Bowman.
Did not appear, Your Honor.
Then we'll do a default for $65 for her failure to appear on no metered receipt. Next is Fartoon Mohammed with Officer Nagy. I see her on the line. Did you get a chance to speak with her, Officer Nagy?
Your Honor, I did, and I request a fine reduction to the new amount of $10.
All right, did you hear that? We're going to reduce it for you to $10. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I already paid the 65. How would that work?
So you'll get a refund in the mail, Ms. Mohammed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Other questions?
No, that's it.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am. You're free to disconnect.
Thank you. You too.
All right, next I have Monica Rada with Officer Parlee.
That, Your Honor, is a dismissal.
Ms. Rada, I'm going to dismiss that for you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day. All right, next is Jennifer Rapp with Officer Parlee.
Yes, Your Honor. I did not speak to this defendant, but I did want to point out, I did notice she has 2 citations for the same. Yes. So what the second one can be dismissed.
Okay, so we'll dismiss the second citation for the same charge against Ms. Rapp, and then just do the regular presumed fine on the one for her default. Okay, next is with Officer Bowman. It's Anand Soma Sundaraham.
They did not appear, Your Honor.
Right, then we'll take a default for parking in the loading zone for the amount on the ticket. Next is Victor Takla.
I would ask that you dismiss that citation, Your Honor.
Victor, I'm going to dismiss that based on the officer's motion. Do you have any questions before we let you go, sir?
Oh, ma'am. Officer Parlee was very kind to me.
Yes, she's a kind person. All right, you go ahead and hang up and have a good day.
Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, next is Rudy Valdez with Officer Bowman. I do see Mr. Valdez on the line. Did you speak with him, Officer Bowman?
Yes, Your Honor. That's going to be a short matter. I would recommend a reduction to $100.
Mr. Valdez, based on the officer's motion, I'm going to reduce the fine on your ticket to $100 even. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah, so the only question I have is when I go to pay it, will the new amount be updated in the system like shortly, or how?
When we get done with this video docket, the clerk will be entering all those. So I give her like an hour to do that.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, sir.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bowman, next I have Justin Fernando Valls with you. Did you get a chance to speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor. That's also a short matter. That one will be a dismissal.
Mr. Valls, based on Officer Bowman's motion, I'm going to dismiss the ticket against you. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
All right, have a good day, Mr. Valls. Okay, next is Officer Nagy with Daniel Sakaraya.
Your Honor, I did not speak with this individual. Perhaps he did not appear.
I don't see him on the line, so I will enter a default against him for the $65, which is the presumed amount on the ticket for no metered receipt. Next is Leon Zhang with Officer Parlee.
Your Honor, this is a dismissal.
Ms. Zhang, based on the officer's motion, I'm going to dismiss the ticket. Do you have any questions before we let you go, ma'am?
I do not. Thank you, Officer Parlee. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, Ms. Zhang, and we apologize for going in alphabetical order. It made you last. We appreciate your patience.
Of course. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye. All right, we're going to go back and do the trials. Let's see what I have first here. It looks like it's Officer Nate. Oh, no, that's a trial by declaration. So we do the trials in person before we do the trials by declaration. Okay. So the trial in person is with Erica Hamilton and Officer Parlee. Ms. Hamilton, if you could raise your right hand, please. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, under the penalties of perjury? Officer Parlee?
I do.
And Ms. Hamilton?
I do.
All right. So Ms. Hamilton, how these trials work, have the officer put on her case first. She has the burden of proof. Once she does that, I'll have you ask any questions you have of her and then tell me your side of the story, ma'am.
Okay, and Your Honor, I just want to note for the record, just because
I've had judges get upset at me in the past. I am an attorney. My bar number is 150144, but I'm obviously here in my personal capacity.
Understood, Ms. Hamilton. Thank you for sharing that. And Ms. Parlee, we'll ready to hear you when you're ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. My name is Officer Parlee. I'm employed by the City of Portland as a parking code enforcement officer and was so employed on May 13th, 2024. While on routine foot patrol at approximately 9:28 a.m., I observed a Nissan with the Oregon license plate.
Objection. So can I ask a question in aid of an objection?
Of course.
Are you reading something or are you testifying from your personal recollection?
No, I am reading something that helps me to make sure that I put in the pertinent information, but it is a script, yes.
So I object to her reading a document. That would be hearsay.
Yeah. I'm going to have you just try and remember from your recollection, Officer Parlee, what you did that day. And then if you can't remember and need to refresh your recollection, just let us know and we'll have you look at your notes.
Okay. I believe it was about 9:38 a.m. on May 13th. I issued a citation to the aforementioned license plate number of a white Nissan for parking without payment. I do know that it is in accordance with Title 16, 16.20.430-A, and I did have 3 pictures attached to the citation. I do not know if you need any other pertinent information. If so, I can check my notes.
No, I would like to see your pictures, though.
Coming, Judge, give me a moment.
All right.
Okay, let me know if you can see it.
Okay. I do see a first picture, yes.
Let me make it bigger, sorry.
And so I would object to these pictures coming in until they're authenticated.
All right. So we're not having them come in yet. Can you tell us what this is, Officer Parlee?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a picture of the pay to park sign, and it shows where the vehicle was in reference to the sign.
I see. Okay. And did you take this picture?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you take the pictures before you issue the citation?
I take them at the very end of, it will not allow me to issue the citation without taking pictures, but that happens at the very end of the process.
Okay. What's this next photo?
That is of the windshield. I recognize there's a glare on it, but it shows that there is no placard or any kind of permit stating that there is a reason for them not to pay.
I see. Okay.
And the third is a picture verifying the license plate number.
And these are just the 3 pictures, Officer Parlee?
That is correct, Your Honor. And that is all my evidence.
Any objection, Ms. Hamilton, to the 3 photos being admitted into evidence?
So yes, I object. She never testified that they accurately reflected the scene or provided any authenticating information. And in fact, I could ask some questions to establish that the officer, in fact, doesn't remember taking those pictures at all and doesn't actually remember issuing this citation in May.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Officer Parlee, do those pictures accurately represent what the scene when you issued the citation?
Yes, they do, Your Honor.
Do you have a independent recollection of actually issuing the citation that day?
Not individually, no, Your Honor, I do not. That was quite a while ago.
So how do you remember when you have all these citations in a day and and do the trials months later? How do you keep notes and remember these things?
I note by looking back on the pictures are attached to the actual citation as it was written at the time it was written. So I use those to help me remind me what exactly happened at the time. I also do take notes if there is something out of the ordinary. This was a regular citation, so usually those 3 tickets do suffice in providing the evidence needed.
You mean the 3 photos you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you want to ask her any more questions, Ms. Hamilton?
Yes, just one question. Did you state to me during our like breakout session that you didn't remember issuing the citation?
I don't remember stating that.
Okay.
I can't, as I just stated, I don't remember issuing this actual citation. I would agree.
And you
with that.
don't, and you don't remember actually taking those pictures, correct?
Well, I know I took them because but I do not have an instant recollection of that. No, but they are attached to my handheld. That is my citation. So
do you remember independently observing that scene on May 13th?
Not on May 13th. No, I do not.
So you actually have no way to know whether those pictures accurately reflect what you observed on that day?
According to the way you were wording the question, I would say no, I do not.
Okay, thank you.
So did you want to restate your objection, Ms. Hamilton?
So I object to those pictures coming in. They haven't been authenticated. There's been no testimony that they accurately reflect what the officer observed, and they're just not admissible.
Okay. I am going to overrule the objection and admit the photos. I know that Officer Parlee has a procedure that she follows every day when she's issuing tickets and taking pictures, and I'm comfortable admitting them and giving them the weight that they deserve based on that official business action. So sounds like she's done with her case in chief. Did you have any questions for her, Ms. Hamilton, regarding anything else before I hear your side?
No, Your Honor, I don't have any testimony to provide. I just would like to make a closing argument.
Awesome, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, or maybe you didn't say anything, I couldn't tell.
I said you may go ahead with your closing.
Okay. So I just want to submit that the state did not meet it, or the city did not meet its burden of proof in this case. In order to establish a violation of 162430, the city has to establish, the subsection cited was provision A, that it's unlawful for a person to park in a parking meter space during the hours of operation of the meter without paying the parking meter fee, or to permit any vehicle in their custody or control to remain in any parking meter space longer than the designated time. In this case, the city did not offer any evidence that I was a person who parked this vehicle or that this vehicle was in my custody or control. In addition, the city did not offer any evidence that the vehicle was parked in a parking meter space during hours of operation of the meter. Finally, the city did not offer any evidence that a meter fee was not paid on that vehicle. They simply offered pictures of a dashboard that does not have a parking placard on it, but there are any number of ways that a metered fee could be paid, and the majority of those are not paid via parking placards. So the city simply didn't meet its burden of proof in this case to establish a violation.
Thank you, Ms. Hamilton. I am going to find that Officer Parlee did validly issue you a ticket to your vehicle, or to the vehicle, for not having a metered receipt. Like I stated earlier, I'm familiar with the official business conduct of these officers and what they're required to do before they issue a ticket. And so I feel like the ticket was adequately and accurately issued. Therefore, I am finding you guilty of no metered receipt on your vehicle. The fine is $65.
And just for clarification for the record, is this based on the testimony you heard today or based on your own personal knowledge?
It's based on the testimony I've heard today and also my experience doing these trials. So I guess it could be judicial notice.
And what exactly are you taking judicial notice of today?
The protocol and the process of the officers and how they issue their tickets.
And have you taken any judicial notice of vehicle ownership or anything along those lines?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, you're free to disconnect.
Thank you.
I want to just check and see, we have 2 other trials by declaration. One is with Officer Nagy and one is with Officer Bowman. So if there's an officer that doesn't have anything else on the docket, you don't have to stay on the line. If you want to go about your business, you can.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're just going to keep it with going in alphabetical order, and that means Officer Nagy is next with Julie Evanson. So did you have a chance to look at Miss Evanson's trial by declaration, Miss Nagy?
Your Honor, I did.
And did you want to provide testimony with regard to that case? If so, I need to get you under oath.
The testimony would simply be the citation that I issued as far as photos or what have you. And otherwise, I'm ready for the next step to take the next step as far as whether to, it's a short matter or what have you.
Oh, okay. So if you've read her affidavit, do you want to go to a trial and have me place you under oath and tell me what you did? Or
Your Honor, do I have an opportunity to request a fine reduction or?
Right, if you're just going to request a fine reduction, well, hold on a second, because I just want to re-familiarize myself with this case. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is just, I'm going to get you under oath and hear how you issued the ticket and why. So do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Officer Nagy. What happened in this case?
In this case, the citation was issued for the failure to display registration.
Yeah. And I do see that she had an argument about that she admitted that she didn't have proper registration, but then explained that she does now because she, through the helpfulness of some other people, she was able to get that through the dealership.
Yes, Your Honor. And upon arrival, my photos in my citation demonstrate that the trip permit that she had was expired and there were no plates on her vehicle. Therefore, I assessed that there was a failure to display current registration. I do recognize I was able to verify that the plates that she should have on her car that were not displayed at that time were current, but they were not displayed. Mm-hmm. So this does coincide, it appears, with her declaration. What is unclear to me, however, is whether or not these are actually on display on her vehicle currently.
Understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, I will say that perhaps that there is the fact that it is current, perhaps suffices. But again, I do not know whether or not they're on display and hence the request perhaps for a fine reduction.
Okay, yeah, because she does need to submit a picture showing that the stickers and everything's on the car, and she didn't do that. So how did you want to proceed? Did you want to leave it at 70 or do something less?
No, fine reduction to $20, Your Honor.
All right, I'm in agreement with that. We'll reduce the fine in the case of Julie Evanson from 70 to 20. And I believe that takes care of all your cases, Officer Nagy, so you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, next and the last case is Sarah McDonald with Officer Bowman. So did you want to get placed under oath first and tell me why you issued the ticket and how?
Yes, Your Honor, I would take this to trial.
Okay. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and the county's perjury.
I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Officer Bowman.
If it's okay with you, I'm just going to start with my testimony. I've reviewed everything.
Go ahead.
So good morning, Your Honor. My name is Zachary Bowman. I am employed by the City of Portland as a parking code enforcement officer and was so employed on June 2nd, 2024, while on routine foot patrol at approximately 12:47 p.m. I observed a Lincoln with the Oregon license plate 002 NHW parked in the mass transit lane on the west side of Southwest 5th Avenue, which is on public property in the City of Portland, County of Multnomah, State of Oregon. At this time, I issued citation HA 37135848 for mass transit lane under City Ordinance 16.20.130-H. I would like to add that at the time the citation was issued, I was actually approached by a TriMet supervisor who was actively supervising the TriMet stop immediately to the north of where this infraction occurred. He flagged me and another officer down, informed us there were several vehicles parked in the bus turn in for them to take on and disembark passengers. And he requested that we enforce the zone appropriately, and which is what led to our enforcement action on this vehicle.
All right. Did you want to show any pictures? Or
I did take pictures at the time, Your Honor. I would like to enter them into evidence.
All right.
They're coming, Judge. 1 sec. I'm sorry.
We saw a brief picture.
I know. I know.
Flash.
There for a second, then it was gone.
I know. My bad. My bad. I minimized it by mistake. I'm so sorry. Let me. Sorry about that. I don't know why I did that.
All right. You want to describe that picture, officer?
Certainly, Your Honor. So this is the back of the vehicle in question. You can see there's another vehicle parked in front of it. This is really just to establish it's parked on the curb line on the west side of Southwest 5th Avenue.
Okay, we'll see the next one.
This photo is taken from behind, from the north of the vehicle in question. It shows that the right two lanes are for bus and max only. Given this is a one-way street, the driver had to pass this sign unless they were driving the wrong way before they could have got their vehicle to the location where it was cited.
Okay.
The rest of these photos, Your Honor, are pretty procedural. This just shows there's no type of parking permit or placard that it would give it an exception to be able to park in the bus zone.
Okay.
Transit lane, excuse me. This is just another angle, checking for a driver, checking for parking permits.
Okay.
And I think we're back to that first photo.
Okay.
Or maybe this is the other side.
Front instead of the
front of
back.
the vehicle instead of the back. I try to be really thorough with my photos.
Yeah. I think this establishes that you did accurately and validly issue the citation for the charge. And I am finding that Sarah McDonald is guilty. I did read her letter. I didn't find any valid defenses in there. So I am gonna go ahead and assess the full fine unless you have another idea.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I think the full fine is the most fitting amount in this case.
I agree. So $75, and thank you for being here, Officer Bowman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Clerk.
Thank you, officer. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Go off the record.
We are off the record. Thanks, Judge.
I do.